Welcome to part 41 of the Ultimate Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg, where we explore true crime, urban legends, mysterious disappearances, myths and legends, internet mysteries, and more. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell since I drop new content all the time. Hyperthymesia. Hyperthymesia, or highly superior autobiographical memory, is a rare neurological condition that enables individuals to recall the vast majority of their personal life experiences in great detail. The term hyperthymesia was first coined by researchers at the University of California, Irvine, following their study of Jill Price, the first person diagnosed with the condition in 2006. Price approached the researchers in 2000, troubled by her memory capabilities, which she described as non-stop, uncontrollable, and automatic recollections of every day of her life from adolescence onwards. Individuals with hyperthymesia can often recall nearly every day of their lives in considerable detail. They can remember specific dates, what they did, who they met, what was said, and their emotions at the time. This extensive memory recall often includes the ability to identify which day of the week a particular date fell on and detailed descriptions of their activities on that day. The mechanisms behind hyperthymesia remain not fully understood. Initial theories suggested that people with this condition might engage in continuous and obsessive review of their memories. However, further studies, including those involving brain scans, have shown no definitive structural differences in key memory areas like the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, leading to debates about the exact neural basis of the condition. Let's return briefly to discuss the experiences of those who have actually been diagnosed with this condition. Jill Price, discussed earlier, is perhaps the most well-documented case of hyperthymesia. She describes her memory as a split screen, continuously replaying scenes from her past alongside her current experiences without the ability to control or stop the playback. Another individual, Noma Vaisa, who was diagnosed with the condition, uses his exceptional memory as inspiration for his professional painting, channeling his recollections into art. Current research has continued to focus on the neurological underpinnings of the condition, using brain scans to hopefully attain greater understanding of this rare condition. There's also an ongoing discussion about the role of genetic factors and environmental factors, though again, there are more questions than answers. Further, some studies suggest a link between hyperthymesia and the production of cholinesterase, a protein also involved in neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Under this theory, hyperthymesia is, to put it crudely, the anti-Alzheimer's condition. Despite the progress in understanding hyperthymesia, virtually everything about the condition remains unknown. The rarity of the condition has also made it difficult to perform widespread and replicable studies. Further, some have suggested that the condition may not actually exist, though given the nature of the condition, it is hard to disprove existence as well. The New Jersey Devil's Tree. This is a suggestion from community member Za. Great obscure suggestion. The Devil's Tree, a solitary oak located in an undeveloped field on Mountain Road in the Martinsville section of Bernards Township, New Jersey, is enveloped in urban legends and supernatural claims. Historically, this tree has allegedly been a site of horrendous acts, activities carried out by a certain white-hooded group, adding a layer of dark historical significance to its story. This infamous group's presence in this area during the 1920s reportedly made the tree a communal ground for unspeakable acts. Over the years, another tale tied to the tree is that of a farmer who, overwhelmed by despair, slew his family, and then realizing what he had done, consensually brought about his own end. These incidents are believed to have left a long-lasting malevolent energy, contributing to the tree's fearsome reputation. The tree is also associated with a variety of eerie phenomena. For instance, Many believe the ground around the Devil's Tree remains largely snow-free during winter, a peculiar detail that adds to its mystique. Adding to the supernatural aura, some claim the tree and a nearby rock are warm to the touch, regardless of the weather, leading to legends that they serve as portals to hell. Local lore also warns of dire consequences for those who disrespect the tree, including physical harm or vehicular malfunctions soon after such acts. Accounts of a mysterious black truck that chases away people from the tree further contribute to its ominous reputation. This truck reportedly appears out of nowhere and disappears just as quickly, heightening the eerie tales surrounding the tree. According to one telling, the tree is guarded at all times by human occupants of the truck. However, spookier tellings posit that the truck is actually a spectral vehicle and may not be driven by any living being at all. And if you'll allow me to take a quick aside here, it's a phantom truck. Has anyone just tried suplexing it? If you know, you know. Anyway, back to the tree itself. Despite these intimidating stories, the Devil's Tree attracts numerous visitors, from the curious to thrill seekers, all drawn by its dark history and the chilling tales associated with it. The tree's reputation is bolstered by various personal anecdotes of strange occurrences other than the truck, with some visitors claiming to hear screams or see ghostly figures. Due to the popular demand of visitors flocking to see this tree year-round, and especially during the Halloween season, some tremendous protective steps have been taken. The oak is now wrapped in what could only be described as an outfit of rudimentary chainmail armor. Personally, I think it's a real Oak Ward sight. If you're enjoying my content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and the notification bell. My goal continues to be to make the most extensive iceberg series of all time, and I want you along for the ride. Also, I release content very regularly, so I can't emphasize this enough. Ring the bell and turn on all notifications so you're never behind on this series. Also, if you really want to take it to the next level, please consider signing up for a YouTube membership or a Patreon membership. You can support for as little as 99 cents a month. And remember to join the Discord as well if that's your thing. We've got nearly 100 members at this point. The Crystal Skulls. The legend of the Crystal Skulls involve artifacts made from clear or milky quartz and resembling human skulls. The narrative of the Crystal Skulls begins in the late 19th century, when they started appearing in private and public collections across the globe. These skulls were often attributed to ancient Mesoamerican civilizations like the Aztec, Maya, or Mixtec. Alleged finders and believers attributed mystical powers to these artifacts, from healing abilities to psychic enhancement. The fascination was so widespread that it even influenced popular culture. Notably, the 2008 Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull movie. However, the romantic tales of their ancient origins are countered by a significant body of scientific evidence and scholarly research indicating that these skulls are, in fact, modern fabrications. Not a single skull has been recovered from a documented archaeological excavation, and detailed examinations have consistently revealed that the skulls were crafted using modern tools and techniques. For instance, electron microscopy analyses conducted by the British Museum and the Smithsonian have shown tool marks indicative of modern carving implements. These tools were presumably not available to ancient Mesoamerican craftsmen. One of the most famous crystal skulls is the Mitchell-Hedges skull, purportedly discovered by Anna Mitchell-Hedges in 1924 in Belize. However, this claim is fraught with inconsistencies, and later investigations revealed that it was likely purchased by her father, Frederick Mitchell-Hedges, at an auction in London in the 1940s. Despite its dubious provenance, this skull has been a focal point of both fascination and skepticism. It has undergone numerous scientific tests, which suggests that it was crafted much later than originally claimed, utilizing techniques that would not have been available in ancient times. Another prominent crystal skull was anonymously sent to the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History in 1992. The donor claimed that it was of Aztec origin and that the skull had been in the collection of Mexican dictator Porfirio Diaz, who ruled the nation for nearly 5 decades. A pivotal figure in the story of the crystal skulls is Eugene Boban, an antiquarian who is often linked to their initial appearance on the market. Boban had a reputation for dealing in dubious artifacts and is believed to have sold several fake skulls, which later made their way into museum collections. His activities highlight a broader issue of forgeries in the art and artifact world, particularly during a time when fascination with ancient cultures was high. Further scientific scrutiny has only deepened doubts about the skull's authenticity. Advanced techniques like Raman spectroscopy and X-ray diffraction analysis have been employed to probe the origins of the crystal material itself. These studies have traced some of the quartz material to sources like Brazil and Madagascar, rather than Mexico, undermining claims of their pre-Columbian Mesoamerican origins. Such findings underscore the likelihood that these skulls were crafted in Europe, possibly as recently as the late 19th century. Some believers in the mystical qualities of the crystal skulls assert that they possess powers that can heal illness, ward off disasters, and even influence global consciousness. A particularly popular theory is that the skulls are part of a set of 13 ancient skulls, which, when united, can prevent a catastrophe predicted by Mayan or other Mesoamerican calendars. This theory generally holds that the crystal skulls had been crafted by the Atlanteans and had been taken by the Atlanteans to Mesoamerica for safekeeping. According to this theory, the crystal skulls were eventually acquired by the Mayans, whose religion partly revolved around veneration of the skulls. Another theory suggests that the crystal skulls are not human-made at all, but were left behind by extraterrestrial visitors. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the true origins and nature of the crystal skulls are being hidden by governments or secretive groups. Despite overwhelming evidence that they are recent fabrications, the crystal skulls continue to be a subject of curiosity and speculation. I suspect this is because, despite this, the objects are legitimately fascinating, and there is a significant air of mystery around them, even if you accepted the quote, debunked story. Cats that returned home. Cats returning to their homes after very long periods of time or after harrowing journeys is a well-documented phenomenon. A cat named Phoebe, who had been missing for nearly 20 years in the small English town of Nantwich in Cheshire, was reunited with her owner and spent her final days with her. Phoebe had vanished in 2001 and was presumed lost forever until she was found and identified through her microchip. In 2012, Lucy, a 2-year-old tortoiseshell cat, slipped out of the Simpson family's home in Windsor, Australia. Despite their extensive efforts and lost hope over the years, the Simpsons were reunited with Lucy when she was discovered living a mere 5 minutes away with an elderly woman. Similarly, another English family experienced what they described as a Christmas miracle when their cat Toby, who had been missing for 11 years, was returned to them. Toby went missing during a move and was found 9 miles away from his original location. Theories abound about what cats do when they are away from their homes. Some suggest that cats may establish secondary territories or find alternate sources of food and shelter that allow them to survive independently. Others propose that the loyalty and memory of cats can lead them back home, even after many years. Cats possess a remarkable ability to navigate and find their way home, a phenomenon that has intrigued researchers and pet owners alike. Various theories and studies have been proposed to explain how cats manage to locate their homes over great distances and after long periods. Some scientists believe cats, like migratory birds, might use the Earth's magnetic field to orient themselves. This geomagnetic sense could help them determine their location relative to home, no matter how far away they are. Moreover, cats have an acute sense of smell, which could enable them to recognize familiar scents and trace their steps back home. They might use scent trails left during their travels, or pick up on other environmental odors that act as cues to guide them back. Cats are also known for their excellent memory and observational skills. They might also use visual landmarks to navigate back to familiar territories. Their ability to remember significant places in their environment can assist them in mapping a route back home. There is also a theory that cats have a kind of genetic memory or instinct that guides their homing behavior. This instinctual capability could be a survival mechanism inherited from their ancestors. Several studies have aimed to understand this homing ability by tracking cats' movements using GPS and observing their behavior in unfamiliar locations. These studies often find that cats exhibit a clear intent and directionality in their movements, suggesting a capability for both random exploration and goal-directed navigation. Despite the abundance of theories, the exact mechanisms behind cats' homing abilities remain mysterious and are likely a combination of multiple factors, including sensory inputs and cognitive processes. My view on this one is very clear. The movie Homeward Bound was a 100% factual documentary and absolutely in no way a work of fiction. The Oni. Oni are iconic yokai from Japanese folklore, representing supernatural demons or ogres. Historically, they are depicted as menacing creatures with formidable strength and a fearsome appearance, often portrayed with red or blue skin, wild hair, and horns. They are typically seen wielding iron clubs known as kanabo, symbolizing their brute strength. The origins of Oni in Japanese culture can be traced back to ancient texts like the Nihon Shoki and Kojiki. In these ancient texts, they are described as malevolent spirits inhabiting remote mountains or islands. Oni far predate the Edo period that is commonly associated with the development of many of the yokai that are familiar today. In folklore, Oni often play the role of antagonists in morality tales, where they are overcome by heroes demonstrating bravery and virtue. Classic stories such as Momotaro and Isunboshi depict battles between these heroes and Oni, symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. Interestingly, Oni are not always portrayed negatively. In some cultural interpretations, they are considered protectors who guard villages and sacred spaces from evil spirits. This dual nature is evident in rituals like the festival of Setsubun, where Oni are driven out to bring good fortune and health, illustrating their complex role within Japanese mythology. Interestingly, beans hold significant importance in relation to Oni, particularly during the aforementioned Setsubun festival. Setsubun, which marks the division between seasons, is celebrated each year in early February. One of the key customs of this festival is the ritual known as mamemaki, or bean throwing. During mamemaki, roasted soybeans, called fuku mame, or fortune beans, are thrown either out the door or at a person dressed as an Oni, while chanting the equivalent of "demons out, luck in." The act of throwing beans is believed to cleanse the home by driving away evil spirits and misfortune, and inviting in happiness and prosperity for the coming year. To explain the mechanics of this more, the Oni, placated by the offering of the beans, are expected to force all the other malevolent spirits to pack up their bags and go. Further, traditionally, one of the people throwing the beans was supposed to be a very strong, muscular man who was also a skilled wrestler. This man was supposed to act as additional defense against the Oni should the Oni want more beans. Oni's influence extends beyond folklore into arts and popular culture. They are a popular subject in traditional Japanese art, as well as no and kabuki theater, and modern media like manga and anime. They also frequently appear as themselves, or as inspiration for characters or enemies in video games. Given their previous association with certain mountains and islands, Oni make great mascots for these places in a famously mascot-obsessed nation. The Catman of Greenock. Here's a suggestion that has been consistently made by a variety of Discord members over the last couple months. Thank you to Gerbil, Boomslang, and Monoxide Wendigo for this truly bizarre suggestion. The Catman of Greenock, originating from the Scottish town of Greenock, is an allegedly feral individual known only by this moniker. The earliest sightings of the Catman date back to the 1970s, described as a nonverbal individual who crawls on all fours and is often seen with a blackened face, possibly from sleeping in sooty locales like bus depots. According to local lore, the Catman survives by eating rats and other small animals, a testament to his primal existence and his cat-like nature. Despite the peculiar nature of his appearances, he became something of a cult figure, with residents providing him with food and occasionally interacting with him. The Catman's existence was largely considered a myth until the late 2000s when a cell phone video provided undeniable evidence of his reality. Captured in this video, the Catman is seen eating a rat, an image that quickly circulated among the local youth before gaining wider attention online. This video prompted discussions and even an attempted intervention by the Greenock Social Work Department, though efforts to formally assist him seemed to falter. Several theories have been proposed regarding the Catman's origins. Some suggest he was a Russian sailor left behind, or a victim of violence that left him disabled and disoriented. Others speculate about a possible escape from a mental institution. These accounts, however, remain speculative, with no definitive answers provided. In recent years, the Catman has been cited less frequently, though reports surfaced as recently as 2015. He has become a symbol of the community's compassion, with locals continuing to look out for him, providing food and warmth and a testament to communal care. Despite the many stories and theories, the true identity and origins of the Catman remain unknown, a lingering mystery in the folklore of Greenock. Notably, some maintain that the Catman is an urban legend, despite the ample photographic documentation you've seen on screen throughout this section. According to this theory, the individual in these pictures isn't actually the Catman, but rather someone playing the role of the Catman. Proponents of this theory note that there was no photographic evidence of the Catman prior to the late aughts, despite decades of purported sightings. However, Catman enthusiasts firmly support their stance by highlighting that it wasn't until recently that everyone had a camera in their pocket at all times. The Iron Pillar of Delhi. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, located within the Qutub Minar complex, stands as a testament to the advanced metallurgical skills present in ancient India. Crafted during the Gupta period around the 4th century AD, this pillar is renowned for its remarkable resistance to corrosion. The pillar, made of 98% wrought iron, measures approximately 23 feet in height and weighs around 6 tons. The inscription on the Iron Pillar of Delhi, which is not dated, praises a king named Candra without specifying his dynasty. This ambiguity has led to extensive scholarly discussion regarding both the king's identity and the pillar's exact age. In 1989, a collection of essays were compiled to examine the differing opinions on this matter. Today, most scholars agree that the king mentioned is likely Chandragupta II, the third ruler of the Gupta Empire in India. This assumption is supported by inscriptions in Sanskrit, written in the Brahmi script, which was possibly part of a larger Vishnu temple complex before being relocated to Delhi. The pillar's composition is particularly notable for its low levels of carbon and the absence of impurities like sulfur and magnesium, which are typically found in iron objects. Instead, it contains phosphorus, which plays a crucial role in forming a thin protective layer on the iron called mesowite. This layer is largely credited with the pillar's enduring resistance to rusting. Historically, the pillar has seen various locations and purposes. It was moved to its present location at the Qutub complex by the Tamara king Anangapala around 1050 AD. Later, it became part of the area surrounding the mosque, built in the early 13th century, where it remains today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't done so already. As usual, I love you all and thank you all for your support. I really appreciate how many of you have come to enjoy my content. Shout out to my patrons Noah Schubert, Iced Mocha, Kurt the Squirt, Monoxide Wendigo, Jeffer Metcalf, Z Volts, Director Delta, Unknown Delusions, Faye, Jack Russell, Boomslang, and Blasphemous. Big shout out to YouTube members Jordan All and Lowlife Baphomet. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. Peace out, everyone.